I certainly am. Time for some emotional damage. Alright. As a reminder, this is a stream for the cause. If you are interested in helping out children who are in need, usually children who are forced to be in the hospital for an extended period of time, or with ailments that no one, let alone children, should have to go through, I would encourage you to type in !extra life or !EL to get the donate link. It's also below. That will help raise, my goal is $250, but I know that that's not feasible for everybody, but if you would like to help out, it was always appreciative. So when we left off, we finished up episode 2. So I am hoping, I don't know how long the other episodes are as compared to like the first 2. I want to say I remember that the second episode in particular was kind of long. Yeah, so hopefully we can get through all 3 of the episodes today, but that might not be possible. And I might just have to finish it up next week. Or just finish it up on a random Sunday stream. We'll find out.
In the previous episodes of Life is Strange.
Whoa! It's called film Little Pieces of Time.
Because Max wants everybody to see
I'm
how
so
hip she is.
sick of people trying to control me!
Don't ever touch me again, freak!
It totally makes sense. You hella saved my life.
I think it's awesome you set a tongue record on video.
You're going to be sorry someday.
And they were.
And there she is. How are you doing, Max?
Hi, Joyce. I am so sorry about William. I have great memories of him.
That was his gift to us. Wonderful memories.
Let's talk about your superpower.
Hey, Stelma and Louise, you're my business now.
That's Rachel's bracelet. Why the fuck are you wearing her bracelet?
You want me to cut you, bitch?
Please, step back.
You're kidding. Put that down.
Please, get me out of here! Max!
Nobody cares about me. Nobody.
Yeah, I unfortunately did not save her.
What are you doing here, Max?
Now, I know today was difficult for everybody. Miss Caulfield, why exactly were you on the route with Kate Marsh? Please, tell us everything.
What the hell is this?
I blame the hell out of Jefferson.
Max, there was no eclipse scheduled today.
I believe you, Warren. I'll believe anything this week.
As a reminder, I have played through Life is Strange before, but I have not played any of the other Life is Strange series, including the prequel, second, and True Colors. So once I'm done with this one, I'll be moving on to the prequel. Hi everybody! Aw, thank you so much! I almost said your real name. Hi everybody, my name is Amber. I go by Pathos Machine online. Right now I'm playing through Life is Strange. Yeah, I'm still working out the kinks in the auto mod. It's a little finicky. It's kind of booted a couple people by accident. But I really appreciate everyone joining in today. I'm starting on the second episode of Life is, or third, oh wow, the third episode of Life is Strange. Just as a warning to anyone who might be tuning in, this game does have depictions of sexual assault, depression, suicide. So if that's not something that you think that you are able to stomach right now, or that you're not going to be able to tolerate, as much as I would love to be have you here on the stream, of course your health matters, your mental health matters, and I want
Chloe would be all over
to
this.
make sure that you're safe.
So I better
So if
get
you need to
moving.
remove yourself from the stream because of that, please do. But again, thank you
still
so
can't stop
much.
thinking about
Thank you,
Kate.
Sugar. I love you
It's like
so
I'm awake
much.
in a bad dream.
Okay. What in the hell was I doing?
See, Lisa? At least I kept you alive. Guess I'm better with plants than people.
Thank you everyone for the follows. I do appreciate it. Oh, I took in. Okay.
Are you a hungry bunny? Here,
So
nosh on
for those of
this.
you who are tuning in, because this is the third episode, we did have, I guess, some major decisions that got made. I unfortunately was not able to save a friend from a traumatic accident, and I am now in possession of her rabbit. As such, she was being bullied, so I stood up and I took one of the blame out on the teacher, because he was the last person who was like, you need to get your act together, blah blah blah. And then she ran off crying, and then
I bet
did the
I'll go
deed.
meet up with Chloe.
So bye, have a good evening. Oh, it's a spooky time.
Okay, this is scary dark. Let there be...
Okay. Oh, and so one of the things, I have mentioned this as well. I have technically played through this before. It was very early on, before any of the sequels or the prequel was out, so it has been a hot minute. But I am trying to perfect the game, so I am trying to get there are optional photographs that you can take. So these are all the ones from the first episode and the second episode. So I'm going to try to get all of these. If I can get back to my achievement guide, because I'm a dirty cheater. Oh man, we have text messages. Okay, here is episode 2, episode 3. Okay. Good night. Okay, I have to speak to Taylor. Which, oh god, orientation.
I have to be extra crispy careful, so I don't get caught
This is
outside the dorm this late.
Dana. I feel like I should be able... Yeah, okay. Taylor? Taylor.
Hey, Max. I saw you go up on the roof to try to help Kate.
This is the
I can't believe
she
she
can
jumped.
rewind time just a little bit. So choices. This is a choices matter game.
I can. I just wish I could have stopped her. Are you okay?
I'm just like numb. I've never seen anybody actually die.
Me neither. I didn't think you'd be so upset considering how much shit you and Victoria gave Kate.
I'm my own person, not Victoria's bitch. Hello, like she's freaking too. She already broke curfew tonight. Shit, I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
Not supposed to tell anybody.
Where did she go?
My lips are like sealed. Or Victoria will seal them for me.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's up her
See you
alley.
later.
Victoria is like standard mean girl.
Victoria isn't here. Maybe I'll just wait and bide my time. Going through her shit.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, she has...
Since I've crossed the line from Snoop to detective, I might as well search for clues about what really happened to Kate at the Vortex Club party.
Oh, on her shelf. Here we go. Da, 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 da. It glows in the dark. The question is can... Oh. Nope. Oh, here we go. Honestly, that's a lit figure. I would have that. I would definitely own that. Okay. Give me the achievements. Oh god. I do not play spooky games.
Max? Come here.
Hello, Dana.
Hey, Dana. How are you doing?
I just can't stop thinking about Kate. And if this is my fault, too.
I think we're all responsible for what happened.
Not you, Max. You were close to her.
You were nice to Kate. That's all she needed from everybody else here.
Tell that to Victoria and the Vortex Club.
Dana, there's more to this than just Victoria and the Vortex Club being mean.
So what exactly are you saying, Max? I know Jefferson got reamed by the principal. Do you think they're involved?
It's complicated.
I
don't want to drag you into this.
Her nails look like Christmas.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm getting scared now.
Not.
The
It's
people
like
here
summer.
are still sneaking out tonight.
What? Like who?
Like
Victoria
me.
bounced out of here earlier, and now you, Sherlock?
Not me. I need a break from today. Get some sleep too, Dana. I'll see you later.
No, absolutely me. I'm leaving. Bye. No boys allowed. A boy-free zone.
So Chloe is waiting for me in front of the main hall.
Okay, so there should be yet another squirrel.
Oh, the most magical insects. Burn bright.
No. Can I not take a photo?
Look at the lens.
There we go.
And say nut. Gotcha.
Okay. Got that one. Oh my gosh, she walks so incredibly slow. Honestly, though, I can't say anything because I'm pretty sure.
Wells, are you serious? I'm toast if he sees me.
Go back inside, ignore me. Ba-da-ba.
Max the Ninja strikes again.
Yeah. Okay. Did not want to be caught. Yeah, he like basically, I mean, he's a principal, so he's like, meh, kids. But
Booyah!
oh god.
Get it? Booyah. Like I'm a scary punk ghost.
More like a scary and sensitive asshole. Chloe, I watched my friend jump off a roof today. I don't think you need to prank me tonight. You always trip out on me for not being there for you, but is this how you're there for me?
I'm sorry, Max. I wasn't even thinking. I suck.
I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I'll never get the image out of my head of Kate jumping off that roof. All because my power didn't work. It didn't mean shit.
I'm excited.
I know seeing Kate fall was horrible. I don't even know how to deal with that, so I just act like an idiot. But it's
I
your
definitely
badass power that's
plan
gonna
on
bring all this
playing
to
the
a close.
prequel after this
You just
one.
need to connect the players.
And find out who really killed Kate. We have to stop this from happening to anybody else.
Oh yeah, and somehow stop that tornado from wiping out Arcadia Bay, right?
Didn't you say that it was all about chaos theory? I don't see any control over this chaos.
Oh right, except for your ability to, oh yeah, manipulate time and space. No biggie.
Chloe, I just feel weird about some of my decisions. Especially after I just got Mr. Jefferson in trouble.
Dude, do not even torture yourself like that. Let's focus on looking for clues, okay?
We need to find out more about who Rachel was involved with around here.
She was able to blend in with everybody, even with people I hated.
And even though I don't know her, it feels like Rachel is guiding us to the truth.
Fuck
I
the
hope
truth.
so.
I just want to find my friend right now. It scares me to think where she could be.
Oh. Oh.
Do you think she's...
Dead? I'm sorry. I hate even saying that, Chloe.
Not as much as I hate
My
thinking it.
my automod thing
Max,
like
we have
isn't
to
even
find
set
Rachel
to
soon.
anything high.
We have to.
I promise you we will.
I don't
Like
understand.
you said, it's time to start the search for clues. Now tell me what's your secret.
Drum roll, please. I present the spare keys to Blackwell. Thank you, step prick.
You are such a boss, Chloe. I just don't want you to get into any more trouble.
Look at all the trouble dropping in Arcadia Bay. At this point, who gives a fuck anymore? We're in it to win it, Max. Lead the way.
I'm so glad you're my partner in crime.
As long as you're my partner in time.
Insert groan here.
Haha. Puns.
Thank you again so much for helping me put together a portfolio.
Hopefully the rest of the class will follow your lead. I'm sorry I was distracted, as you know. It's not been a good day for Blackwell.
You ain't even supposed to be
this
here.
has been an awful day, and you can talk to me anytime, Mr. Jefferson.
Thank you, Victoria. I imagine you're pretty upset over Kate as well.
Props
I'm like
not.
still in shock. I've never seen anybody die. I really cared about Katie.
Katie? I had no idea you two were that close. Did she?
Well, how does this affect the Everyday Heroes contest?
The contest will go on. I just won't be representing Blackwell at the event this year, thanks to Max, who claims I enabled Kate Marsh's trouble by merely listening to her.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll
Throw me
give
under
you
the
a
bus on
one-word
that one.
sneak preview of Max's photo. Selfie. Listen, you've seen my entry. You know it's better than that. Wouldn't that be so cool to hang out together in San Francisco, Mark?
Stick to
Barf.
Mr. Jefferson, Victoria. I won't be going to San Francisco, remember?
You already love my work, so it's not like you're playing
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you picked my photo, though. We would have to spend a lot
What-
of time together.
What is a reverse cougar?
That could be fun.
Because that's
Don't
her.
you think?
I'm going to think that you didn't say any of that.
You might as well choose me. Otherwise, I might have to tell people you offered to choose my photo for favors from something.
As a favor to your future, I'll also ignore that undisguised threat. This conversation is officially over, Miss Chase. I suggest you go back to your dorm now.
Shut
Wait,
down.
I only...
You can't always get
fucking
what you
kidding me?
want. And that includes fucking Mr. Jefferson.
So stupid. Just when I think Victoria can't get any more evil. Shit is about to get real at Blackwell. Let's go find out.
More real than it already has. Which I also don't understand.
Chloe the Keymaster. You know it. Dude, I don't know about this. We're both already in so much trouble.
You can always let me get busted like you did with the weed.
I'm serious. We're not kids anymore. We're breaking and entering.
If I have a key, how can it be breaking? I get charges for just entering.
I'm serious.
I wanna know how
You
she
could
got a
go to
key.
jail.
Not if I'm related to the head of Blackwell Security.
Oh,
Stepshit
right.
will not want me in the hands of the local police.
Right.
So we better find out what's in the principal's office first. You can rewind if we get caught, right? You have mad powers, Max.
Tell that to Kate.
Debatable.
Come on. One more door and our work here is done.
How about I go get a photo of this thing first? Yay. I don't have very many, yeah. I'm still working through some of the but a great command that I do have. This is an extra life stream. Today is actually game day for Extra Life, so if anyone is interested in participating and would like to give to Duke's Children's Hospital, which is located here in North Carolina, it would be greatly appreciative, but is by no means obligatory. And thank you, Sugar, for putting that up there. Where am I going? I need the bio classroom. Oh, too far? Hello back. Haha. Aha, I'm hilarious. This is the same classroom. Wait, okay, oh, here it is. I just like missed it the first time. Fish. What do I have to do? Inspect.
Everybody's asleep. I hate to wake them up, but I want a picture. Good evening, Fish.
Photo.
Thanks, Fish. Nice work.
Okay, we gotta turn it
Please
off.
resume your slumber.
Can't disturb the fishies for too long. Let's move with some gumption. You walk so slow. This is how I run in PE.
That's it. What the fuck? The security officer should have the key to the principal's office.
Womp womp.
He's hiding shit, like everybody here.
Well, now we definitely have to get this door open. Believe it or not, I know a little about lockpicking, thanks to Frank. I might as well test out my thief skill.
Go for it. We're already in this deep.
Well, you could look for the key, just in case.
Why, yes, I could.
I have always wanted to learn how to lockpick. But
I don't want to go that way.
What? Rude. I forgot a picture back in the bio room.
Nothing here. Dead end. Boring.
Who would have thought? A filing cabinet filled with files.
Crap. Here are the keys. None for the principal's office.
No key for thee. We have to find another way in.
Guess I didn't spend enough time with Frank. But I'll use my DIY lockpick tools while you come up with a better plan.
My plan has a name.
Is it Warren?
Hey, Warren, you busy?
Yeah.
Just bubble hearth, you'll be okay. Listen, I need your physics expertise stat. Without naming names, if somebody had access to the art and science labs and wanted to construct a device that would, say, open a locked door, would you maybe kinda know how?
It's called a crowbar.
Huh? No, I'm just asking for fun.
For fun.
Thanks, science guy. No. Stay. We need you as backup. Just send the text instructions now. I'm sorry, I'm just not sure about a movie night right now. Don't hate me. And thanks for the help.
He wants
Sucks
to-
ass.
he
Goddamn
wants to
door.
marry
Try
her.
not to wake up everybody at Blackwell.
Sorry, Max. I got nothing. What about your plan?
Not a very good lockpick.
I'm gonna go put it together. Can you stay here and not get caught?
I might get on the other side of that door before you, Lupin.
The race is on. See you soon.
I just don't understand why, like, she can't kick down the door
Warren is such a classic nerd.
and then just
Let's see if I can find
rewind.
those items.
because that would make more sense.
Gross. I hate that formalin smell.
I don't want to forget this. Okay, so I need not that. What is this? Oh, okay. Sugar, a soda can, duct tape, and sodium chlorate. I'm gonna forget all of that. Wait, what does that say? Science book. No. I need science shit. Mm-hmm.
An A minus? All right. So
Oh.
Dr. Max did help Warren this morning.
I thought that it was gonna be... No, I'm not gonna change the grade. I won't be that nice. Max takes shitty selfies. I think everybody kind of takes shitty selfies, but that's just me. Okay, there we go.
You're an artist, damn it, not a scientist. But this is so not sodium chlorate.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Here's the sodium chlorate box.
Yeah, boy.
You know you're clumsy, Max. Don't waste your rewind power. Use the damn chair.
Somebody said yesterday that she has the dexterity of a wet paper bag. And honestly,
Only 3 more
I feel
items
that.
to go.
Because she does. She literally drops, like, everything. Sugar. Where the hell am I gonna find sugar? coffee lounge, maybe? See if I find anything in here.
This is like a scene in a horror film.
Oh, yeah, boy, duct
The
tape.
tape is mine.
Yeah,
You're
congrats on
halfway home,
Pokemon.
Max.
Oh my gosh. Walk faster. Which, I will be playing the new Pokemon game, on release. So that'll be fun. I'm hoping that I'll be able to start the next like the prequel to this and not have any issue
No
and be able to
trophy will
finish it
help
up in
Blackwell's
time.
reputation now.
My only issue is so Sugar, this will I normally my plan is to stream on Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Oh, Sugar. But
Ooh,
this
sugar.
upcoming Friday, I will
Only
not
one
be
more
able
ingredient
to
left.
because I scored tickets to go see Hades Town in Charlotte. Need a soda can? Oh, here we go.
Release the Kraken.
Kraken. So I'm trying
It's all
to
mine anyway.
decide if I want to do like just push back.
Now
so
it's
I
time
do
to show Chloe that Max is the bomb.
a Saturday Sunday stream versus the Friday Saturday.
Take it easy on the door, Chloe. Let's try this instead.
Literally building a
Boom.
pipe bomb.
Literally. Yes! Time to blow shit up!
What in the world?
If you'll light the candle. This is so cool! Get ready to haul ass.
Why wouldn't you just kick the door open?
That was so fucking cool!
Oh, it's kind of cool though.
Oh, we are toast! Here comes the whole Arcadia Bay Fire and Police Department. So what should we do?
Rewind time. Like this.
If I can get this bastard open, she can't cheat with her rewind.
Haha.
Oh, this is
Haha.
bullshit. Fucking door. Welcome to my domain.
Yes, Pokemon. It's
You are
Scarlet and
magic.
Violet.
I have no clue how the hell you got in there, but you did it, sister. The company I keep. Now, let's find what we want and beat it. My powers only go so far.
Man, I can see why the principal locks this room up. Fancy faux art crap. He must want everybody to know he has money, but no taste.
It is tough.
How can you trust somebody who has a fucking bronze bird in his office? I'm glad I was expelled.
Yes, if only the principal had a Monet or Picasso, you'd still be at Blackwell.
Eat me. I'm gonna pilfer the papers on this ugly-ass desk.
I am just trying to
sure.
decide
It's ugly, but damn, is it a cozy chair?
which version I want to play. I'm gonna get both.
This is your
but...
chance to truly get all deductive and shit, Sherlock. Find us some clues about Rachel, or Kate, or Nathan. Anybody. I'm on the case.
Lamp.
I certainly can't use this.
Yeah, I don't know why you think you'd be able to.
Look at this pile.
Most of this is gonna just
Tumbleweeds.
be crap.
Weird. This asshole has a spotless record. Like I'm not gonna read my own personal file.
Mm. 2.8.
This file is going to be so spotless, I'll projectile vomit. I have to make sure Warren doesn't have a criminal background.
I'm looking at literally everyone except the people I need to know about.
Only 2 more files to go.
Yeah, I honestly might play Violet.
Rachel doesn't seem so troubled based on all this.
I clearly hate purple.
But there's not much here about the police investigation.
Investigation officially closed. She had a 4.0 GPA.
Man, I don't blame the principal for expelling Chloe. Bad Chloe.
See attached police reports.
Let's nab this last file, Sherlock. Always... I guess being a bully is in the Prescott DNA.
Look at me. My name is Sean Prescott, and I own the school.
That is so cool that my signature actually counted. Go, Miss Grant.
Yay. No surveillance cameras.
You're not so tacky up close.
Bird.
Wowzer. This will so not come in handy.
Oh. How did I miss that?
This pretty much sums up Kate. Shy and sweet. And in the wrong place. I think we found everything in here. I should go join Chloe now.
Let's turn that off. Can leave no trace, even though I'm stealing all of these documents.
Max, you better come check out these files. Nathan accuses Rachel of bringing drugs on campus, and my step troll went along because he thinks Rachel was a bad influence on me. Assholes.
If David is teaming up with Nathan Prescott, that's a bad sign.
Nathan Prescott III. Ooh, he's so money. And you know the Prescotts dropped major bank to bury Nathan's real file. Look, it reads like a rap sheet. Bad grades, teacher complaints, secret probation. But I was expelled?
The Prescotts always get their money's worth. Check out that note. Open it.
It's just some crazy drawing.
It's not a drawing. Look. Rachel in the dark room. Rachel in the dark room. Over and over. That's it.
That's fucked up. What does this even mean? Nathan is truly psychotic. I know he has something to do with Rachel missing.
Whoa, listen to this. David M. always asks what's going on in my head. David M. always helps me follow those he follows. It's pretty cryptic.
No, it sounds like they formed some sort of weird team, the Super Hebrews.
Hebrews.
David was stalking Kate, hassling me, and now we know he was all over Rachel too.
Oh, we are so going into his garage files. Plus, I'm getting a little paranoid in here. We got our info. Let's bail. But maybe we shouldn't leave without a gift.
No, you are not taking the cozy chair.
Max, do your powers include mind reading? Or did you just rewind because I tried to steal the chair? Shit, I'm confused.
It's the powers of best friendship. I know how you roll.
Also, that would
We
be
should
painfully
definitely get out of
obvious.
here. We pressed our luck enough.
Hello, what have we here? Holy shit! Jackpot! Cha-ching!
Wow, sir. That's a lot for the handicapped fund.
Dude, there's $5,000 here. I could pay Frank back tonight. This'll chill him out after you almost, shot him.
Yeah, but like...
Are you gonna make a big issue out of this? Or
yeah.
just rewind and take the greenbacks for yourself? I hope you do that instead of lecturing me.
No.
You really want to take money from the handicapped fund? I know you need to pay Frank back, but I've got my power to protect you, right?
There's a lot of power in that horse-choking wad of cash. But yes,
That's
Moral
true.
Max is right again. I guess.
But still...
Let's get the hell out of this office morgue.
I know that money would have helped Chloe and me.
Yeah, no. Ah! Wrong button.
That impish look scares me.
Yeah.
Care for a midnight swim? The Blackwell pool is ours.
Swimming? You want to take that risk now?
No.
It's been a cray week. You didn't let me take that money to pay off Frank, so if he pops a cap in my skull, at least allow me to have a little carefree fun for a few minutes. Splish splash?
You're right. We hella deserve it. Splish splash.
Did you actually just say hella? I think I'm a good bad influence on you.
A good bad influence. Someone with a key struggled to open that door.
We're in the otter's lair.
Big fucking deal. I want that heated water.
We still have to play it cool, okay? I still go to school here.
You can own this hellhole once you figure out your rewind power.
Chloe is so psyched for girls' night out, so I better follow her evil plan.
Oh no. Oh no, I already screwed up. I forgot a photo. Oh. Okay, well. So much for that. Well. Oh well. Oh well. It's just one. I can go back and get it later. On my own time.
Boys or girls?
Let's do
Boys,
it.
of course.
Figures. Perv. Let me check to see if the pool's heated.
Ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba.
No way am I touching Zach's jersey.
Yeah, it's probably grody. Is it a cell phone?
Zach is really careless. Doesn't he know what happens when I'm around?
I'm in locker room, only wearing a jersey, sitting on my football. Okay. Let's play Is It a Kink?
Betty developed that in Jefferson's class. But why?
Ooh, Nathan's locker.
It's
Poor
okay
baby.
for Nathan to be hooked on these drugs, right?
At least they're prescribed to him. Although he probably definitely needs
Some poor hipster lost their babes.
antipsychotics. Anything else interesting?
I guess somebody forgot their Blackwell spirit.
Who is Logan?
I guess I should consider this evolution.
How cute. Sex me up. Victoria loves the D. Max is a feminazi. Oh my gosh, how do I get out of here? Okay, there we go. So, what is that noise? This place is creepy at night. 69 reasons.
Max, try to find the light for the pool. I want to see the sharks.
The sharks.
Otters don't like sharks. They bite.
So do I. Hit that light.
Back in high school, I was in band, and we would always have our back door propped open. I don't know why. There was literally no reason that it was safe, but it was so easy to just kind of sneak into school at any time. So, we definitely did some night school exploring a couple times. Which I don't recommend. Cough, 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 cough.
Looks like I'm the Vortex Club bouncer. Decisions, decisions.
Wait, can I remove people's? I can remove names? No, I won't. I definitely feel like it's gotten easier, or not easier, it's gotten harder to do those kinds of things with, I mean, with good reason. Where? Oh, I was like, there has to be, there's an oxygen
In
kit?
case I run out of air, I know where to come. There has to be a control panel for the lights around here.
Ooh, let's be nosy.
Yes, we get it. Otters.
Which I don't understand, because usually, like, okay, so their school mascot is Bigfoot. So why are they the otters? Like, does the swim team just say, we don't want to be Bigfoot, we're gonna be the otters? You know, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up for me because, I mean, there's something cool about being a cryptid. When did she change?
Time to do or dive, Max.
Oh yeah, baby. Feels like a hot tub. Too bad you made me feel like the queen of assholes because I wanted that cash stash. Tell me you're not gonna stand there watching me like a zombie.
I too have
Don't you dare!
large feet.
Stop
so-
being hippie.
Okay, you asked for it. Cowabunga!
Why look, an otter in my water. Dun 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 dun.
You're so obvious. And I still get freaked out by that movie, so stop. I can't
By
even
Jaws?
watch any of those shark shows.
One of the OG horror movies. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll just rewind and harpoon you. Otter's Revenge.
Cheater.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about that.
I wish Rachel was here. She would totally love being in here at night. Wish you guys had met each other.
We will. With all this stuff going on, I'm starting to think everything is related. And I want to find out why for Kate's sake. She didn't deserve to die.
Your power is changing everything, Max. Especially you. I can already tell. You're not so chicken shit anymore.
Thanks, girlfriend.
You know what I mean. You're becoming like this force of nature.
More like luck of nature. Come on, my power failed trying to rescue Kate. Maybe I'm just stumbling back and forth in time. For what reason?
You didn't stumble when you saved me, Max.
That's true.
Thank God.
She almost got shot.
What if I had? What if you and Kate would both be dead?
So it's time to start moving forward in time. And we're obviously connected, since without me, you would have never discovered your power, right?
Absolutely. You make me feel like I know what I'm doing.
And you make me feel like I have a reason for still being in Arcadia Bay.
I hope so.
Stop being so goddamn humble. You're like the smartest, most talented person I've ever known.
More than Rachel Amber?
Dude, I'm not her groupie, okay? And I'm sure you have Blackwell bros all over you. Like Warren.
Warren is nice.
He
Nice?
is. He's a little...
Ouch. That means friend zone.
little
No, he's
baby.
really cool. It was so sweet when he stood up to Nathan. But I haven't told him about my rewind power.
No worries. Once you get over yourself, you're gonna make the world bow.
As long as you're there with me.
Don't look so sad. I'm never leaving you.
Now I'm getting cold in here.
Because we're yapping instead of attacking each other, Otter versus Shark style. I think I've had my pool experience for the year. Let's jet.
Let's call it a draw. I'm gonna freeze my ass off when I get out.
Yee. She cannonballed in, and her hair is completely dry. At least it looks that way. I could be wrong.
Gross. I feel like we just went swimming in Chlorine Bay.
You look cute with your hair soaked in chemicals.
Thanks.
I guess it's technically
You would
wet.
know.
Womp womp.
Hide!
Run.
Move, Max! Don't waste your power on getting busted.
How do we get out of here?
Make sure you cover the whole.
Oh.
You're shitting me?
Oh.
Dude, hide! Like when we were kids.
I could use my power, or just look for a hiding spot,
Oh my god.
or both.
Where are they? Hello?
I feel like I'm gonna get caught. Oh. Oh.
Hello? Anybody there?
Which way?
Better not try any Halloween pranks after today. I'm serious.
Oh god.
I heard something over here. Who's here?
Not
I got
me.
a flashlight and a stick.
Is that it? Okay. Oh god.
We are so invisible. Let's bail.
I mean, I could have also rewinded. But here we are. Here we are.
Wait, turn around. They're coming. We have to find another way out.
Oh, this is bullshit. You can't go back to your dorm now. You're a Blackwell fugitive. Crash at my place tonight.
You want me to crash where the Blackwell security officer lives so I'll be safe? Okay.
That's true.
Into the car. Get in.
Yeah, because they definitely did not hear any of this.
Later, fuckers! Max, you rock! We are so fucking awesome!
Yes, we so are.
And he definitely didn't recognize the truck. But hey, we know he's not home. But that one photo kind of looked like Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Yeah. Holy shit, this is very real. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Always remember this moment.
Selfie time.
Photo bomb.
Photo hog. It feels like a different world from yesterday.
We left a skid mark on Blackwell last night.
Like it needs another one. I'd like to do something good for my school in Arcadia Bay. I can't even submit my photo to represent. I just don't want to be rejected.
Every great artist gets rejected before they get accepted. So you have to enter a photo.
Even though I'm pimping the school in town you want to torch?
Come on, I don't want to see Arcadia Bay burned to the shore. I just say shit like that because I've been trying to get out of here since you left, basically. If I could find Rachel, then pay Frank off, I'm still leaving to start a whole new life.
Yeah. Oh no.
Wish we could just
Is it music
hang out all
time?
morning like we used to. Maybe we should get up. I have to get back to Blackwell soon.
Oh, does the schoolgirl have a test today?
I'm starting to feel like going to Blackwell every day is a test. I just need to get on my regular school schedule again.
Yep, let's get up. Let's do as much as we can to avoid sing songs.
Okay, I need to get dressed now.
Yep, let's
I
steal
still
clothes.
feel guilty for not busting out of here. I still feel guilty for not busting out of here to stop.
He is trying so hard. He's asked like 4 times.
Maybe from hitting Chloe. Wow, I remember this old phone.
Oh my gosh,
We
I had one of
decorated it
those.
together.
Clothes.
Ugh, still reeks like a chlorine factory.
Ewy.
See if you can find a suitable outfit in my fashion hole.
Okay, now we can.
Okay, time for some Chloe cosplay.
Hey, there you go. Rachel left a bunch of her clothes with me. She's your size.
But not quite my style.
Max, you don't have a style yet. At least give it a try. You can
I-
always rewind back to your chlorine brand t-shirt and generic jeans.
I
They
have a
suck.
style, thank you.
I like my short
As
jeans.
Victoria put it, my
But it
waif
would be cool to
hifter
try on
bullshit.
Rachel's clothes, just to see if they fit.
Stop second-guessing yourself, Max. Put this on and let your inner punk rock girl come out. You can afford to take chances whenever and
Me.
whatever you want to try.
Inner punk rock girl.
For example, I dare you to kiss me.
What?
Oh,
I double
wow.
dare you. Kiss me now.
Oh, whoa.
Damn, you're hardcore, Max. Now I can text Warren and tell him he doesn't stand a chance. Unless he's into girl-on-girl action.
You're such a dork. Oh man, that was priceless when I kissed Chloe. She didn't think I would.
I mean, the opportunity was there.
Looking sick, Max? A couple tats, some piercings, and we'll make a thrasher out of you yet.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
Maybe not. Go on down and say hi to Joyce. Free breakfast. I have to wake and bake first.
I promise not to
Wake
go.
and
Let's
bake.
not rewind and find out, okay?
Oh my god, that smells so amazing. It's like when we were kids here.
I could take a photo. Look at me. Ugh. Hair dye. Oh my god, that old CRTV. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Good morning, Joyce.
Rachel. I mean Max.
Oof.
Oh, you startled me.
Big
you
oof.
fit those clothes well. Thank God you're not a hellraiser like her or Chloe. Now tell me exactly what you want to chow on.
Eggs and bacon
gotta
all
go.
the way.
Remember when you
Hi,
guys would sleep
thank you
in
for the
until I
follow.
yelled out, wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon?
I appreciate it.
We'd wake up so fast.
So this time you can help me with the ingredients. I need you to grab me the actual eggs and the bacon.
I can handle eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon.
I should evolve and become a vegan, but bacon.
Did I only? Oh, is she one of the people that keeps eggs in a different spot?
I love that they still have the same refrigerator.
Come on, Max. Find those ingredients so we can
I-
chow down.
I guess so. Oh,
Oh, jeez. Can you help me get this bird out of here?
bird. Oh. There's a bird.
Bird, be gone. Fly, you fool.
Bird. Oh, it's such a good game. I've played through the first one before a really long time ago. Oh. I guess I should open.
I keep expecting to see the sky turn red.
Bird. Okay, let's try this again. One more time. There we go. No bird. Let's close it back. Use paper.
3 dead birds lined up? That's fucking ominous.
Why is it always the birds? Has anyone seen Dr. Stone? First, like the birds were turning to stone. Burb. Where are there supposed to be eggs? I cannot be crazy. Eggs? Oh. Oh.
The eggs always come first, as Joyce used to say.
Oh man. I can't imagine two people having to make decisions.
Thanks. After all these years and everything that's happened, it's great to see you and Chloe together again. She hasn't had a good friend since you or Rachel. Oh, those clothes remind me so much of her. Such a sweet girl. I'm just hoping she's living large in LA.
I'd love to think that too, Joyce, but...
We're on the same page, Max. I keep hoping that Rachel will show up or even send a message to Chloe from Hollywood. Or wherever she is.
I hate to even think this, much less say it out loud, but I think Rachel is in serious trouble.
I know. I watch those awful true crime shows, and it makes me ill if I think about Rachel ending up on one. So I don't think too much.
I see why Chloe is so obsessed with finding her.
Max
people
Caulfield.
People don't
Are
just
you
go
actually
missing.
jealous of Rachel?
Maybe. Rachel was so much cooler than me.
You think? Then why has Chloe been telling me she wishes she could be more like you over the past 5 years?
Doubt it. Did she really? 5 years ago feels like 1,000 now.
And that makes me what, a century old? You're only 18, Max. Oh, youth. If only I could go back.
It's not all that, Joyce.
Voila, a breakfast fit for us queens. And a king. Go sit at the table.
Cereal. Yeah, I would definitely like... Now, what I think would be really cool if they found a way to make a Life is Strange game that did, like, Twitch interactions.
Thank you so much, Joyce. I'm never leaving this table.
Sort of like
Good,
how the, Cult of the Lamb has, like, the help or hinder. If they did, like, where certain choices periodically had to be chosen by the chat. Because if some choices had to be done by chat, oh man.
Seeing you again, made me remember so much. I know these photos don't measure up to your work, Max.
My favorite photographers probably take pictures similar to yours. You make David happy, Joyce.
He wants us all to be happy, Max. He's just not great at showing it.
I don't think I can rock this outfit like Rachel.
That would work.
You have your own cool style.
Wowzer. I totally remember that day.
I'm glad. William took this picture with his instant camera. Oh, it was the last picture he ever took. He had his car out right after this, and
I know, Joyce. I'm sorry.
I didn't show you this to be morbid. In fact, I want you to have this. This was when my baby was so full of life and light. She was hopeful, positive. Everything she's not today.
I look so
This
different.
was the last time I ever saw Chloe truly happy.
Did you guys have a bonding session about how fucked up I am?
Yes.
It's not always about you.
Chloe, please. It's too early to start picking a fight. Eat instead.
I'll keep the warden busy while you go peek in the garage.
Now stop whispering, or I'll know you're talking about me.
Stop being so nosy, Mother. Jeez, I can't do anything around here without everybody getting up in my shit.
No one can even joke with you, Chloe. You fly off the handle like that.
Excuse me. I have to use the bathroom.
Sure, run off and pee when you should back me up.
Now who's being paranoid? Just listen to yourself.
Nobody else does.
I do need to get into David's computer. He's gotta be hiding shit.
Well, let's take a look-see.
No shit, it needs a password. How about step douche? Try again.
Why,
I
Why
need
would
more
you even
clues.
try that?
Nothing to see here.
Corned beef.
Maybe I could try stepdad for the password.
Yeah, I doubt that's it. Why would that have a padlock?
Naturally, David would buy a heavy-duty military padlock. I can even see the combination. That might be a useful password.
7171.
Nothing in it.
Uh-huh. Dun, dun, dun.
Obviously, David's parents care about him. That date might be a good password.
Probably not.
Cute. Can't picture David driving Joyce around with this on the car.
Probably the 7171.
That's cute. Could be a password here.
What do you have? A knife!
Even
No!
David Madsen might be an angel to somebody else. Now the car looks ready to roll. This is a better hobby for David than surveillance. Joyce might as well have wrote, "Let's get married." That might be a useful password.
M2708. Alright, we got 2 potentials. Oh, wait, was it 11?
Score! Max
First
the
try.
hacker strikes again.
Easy.
Whoa.
GG easy.
Spoiler alert. Rachel definitely hooked up with Frank. But why does David care? Instead of stalking Kate, David could have helped her.
Drugs. Don't trust grown men with goatees. I mean...
This is so wrong. Ugh, creepy bastard.
Mad Max, Max Factor, Noir Angel? Okay.
I better tell Chloe about this now. Ugh, it's just one more thing to make her sad.
I feel like...
And mad.
Yep, okay, sure. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yay.
Nice breakfast.
David, you back already?
I have to take a nap after writing up vandalism reports last night.
What happened?
Some little shit-ass punks broke into the swimming pool. This is what happens at these PC bullshit colleges. Entitled students taking over the campus.
It wasn't us.
Do you know for sure it was
Not at
Blackwell
all.
students?
Who else would do it? And I'm gonna bust them. Figures you'd be here. Is that your Rachel Amber Halloween costume?
You know more about her than me.
No. You and Chloe think you know more than anybody. Like all teenagers.
Leave Max alone, David. Stop threatening students.
He threatens them with surveillance cameras, so he can spy on everybody. Like he spies on all of us here.
Don't start, Chloe. Not now.
Yeah, I'm just always starting shit, right? You're a total paranoid, David.
Not now, Chloe.
You used to call me a loser for getting kicked out of Blackwell. So who's the loser now, David? Who haven't you accused or harassed? Between your investigations into Rachel and Kate, what have you done besides get in trouble?
I mean, is there
You're a
any
bully,
option?
David. I saw you harass Kate Marsh when she was going through hell.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have
That's true.
totally helped her. Everybody at Blackwell is a suspect to you, except for Nathan Prescott. That's why the students and faculty don't like you. You even hit your stepdaughter. I do respect your service, but you don't respect anybody.
Chloe was doing drugs. That's illegal.
So is spying on people in your family and at your work. Why do you have photos of Kate Marsh and Rachel Amber in your files anyway?
What? Is this true, Max? Yes, David. Why do you have these files at all? I find this very disturbing.
Yeah.
I do not have to take this kind of interrogation. Not from you punks.
Maybe you should calm down.
That's what somebody that's guilty would
You're
say.
turning on me now, huh? Of course. Women always stick together. Well, screw you.
David, you better go to a hotel until we figure this out.
You can't kick me out of my own home.
It's my home, David.
Yeah, that's right.
Paid for and in my name. You know the law, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I knew a lot of things. Like when I'm outflanked.
Have a nice day.
Chloe, for once, just please shut up.
I hope Joyce doesn't hate me for tearing into David.
Yeah, I don't. Let's go.
Max, that gave me chills. And you better not rewind this one.
Can we just go? Can we leave? Yeah, okay, cool. Go, 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 go.
Listen, when I went through David's laptop, I found pictures of Rachel and Frank being more than friends.
Right, no way, Max. She was just posing to tease Frank.
If you're not gonna believe me, why don't we check out what Frank has in his RV?
What's that gonna prove?
Frank has Rachel's bracelet.
Breaking
What else does he have in there?
Motherfucker better not have anything. For his sake.
Birds.
Let's check the door. Frank gets so wasted, he sometimes forgets to lock it.
I don't know why that dude
believe you
eating
hung
was
out
just
with
hilarious
not
to me.
anymore. We have to be casual ninjas here. Shitballs.
Bark, bark,
Okay,
bark.
here's the plan. I'll go to the diner and distract Frank by telling him I have his money, but he needs to come with me. Then you come in and rewind so Frank doesn't see me. Then you can tell Frank he needs to check out his RV, and then you rewind after you get the key, and
That's a bit complicated.
Chloe, I got this. I'll be right back.
That's a bit
Don't let my
complicated.
epic plan get in the way of yours. I'll try to scrounge up a Scooby snack to distract his mangy mutt.
Now to find a quick and easy way to snag Frank's keys. Deja vu. There's dust on the dust now.
Dad. I was gonna say, I don't think I ever remember Dad being present in this at all. Oh yeah. Who? Oh, I was like, who this? IGGY. Yeah. You were also kind of a dick to her, so, Nothing. Bueller. Is another bird?
This is so creepy.
More birds. What sounded squishy? Don't like that. Oh. Ew. Oh, I can take a photo.
So ominous.
That's kind of cool though. It's gross, but kind of cool. Okay. Can I do anything? I think I have to go harass him.
Good Lord, bacon. I'm ready to nosh again. Oh, but I need to get those keys from Frank.
Oh.
I just wanted to see what would happen if I did this.
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, okay, not not the right option. Probably not this either, but I want to see it.
Try the floor.
I was eating those beans. Are you fucking insane?
Yes.
I was eating those beans.
I was. Oh. Oh, not that either.
Turn up the brain to 11, Max. How can you snag Frank's keys?
Man, if I would have been faster, I could have grabbed him.
You show up after almost shooting me? You have serious balls, little girl. But hanging out with Chloe, playing with guns, and dressing like Rachel doesn't make you cool or tough. The fuck do you want?
So hostile.
How do you know these are Rachel's clothes?
Because she looks beautiful in them and you look like ass.
Wow.
Aiming a gun doesn't make you any sexier.
Grab your keys and let's check out your RV.
Let's not. You fucking creep me out.
In other words, Max, no keys. Maybe I could chat up that officer, or even Nathan, and then go all Groundhog Day on them until I get the info I need.
Rewind. There we go. No. Wow. No.
How you doing, Maxine? I'm so sorry you had to be up there with Kate when she, you know. Just know that we're proud of you for going up there.
Thanks, Officer Barry. I know you guys deal with this stuff way more than me, but it is hard to deal with.
I'm glad you're representing Blackwell Academy.
I thought Nathan Prescott represents
Good fuck him.
Well, don't make me backwash this bacon. You know what the Prescotts represent.
Taking over Arcadia Bay?
You're not far wrong, Max. I heard the Prescotts are working on some new big land deals. Mr. Prescott helped out my family once a while ago, so I made a deal with him that I can't seem to get out of. Man, if I could get one instant replay in life. I better finish my breakfast first.
Oh my god, it's Nathan. Didn't even see him.
Forgot about the Fishing Wall of Fame. Can't drop any tunes right now. Keys.
I mean, that could have been an answer. Maybe he would have danced.
Nathan and Frank together?
Rachel? Whatever the fuck. Oh look, Max Amber. Is that your punk rock girl outfit? That was classic watching you turn on your everyday hero Jefferson yesterday.
Considering we're in a public diner with a police officer right over there, you shouldn't advertise your rage, Prescott.
No worries, cause you're the one trying to fake it till you make it. At least you were smart enough to keep your big mouth shut in the principal's office.
Yeah, let's find
I
out.
bet Frank hooked you and Rachel Amber up with party supplies.
Nice try. Rachel partied like a fiend on her own. More than me.
I doubt that.
Like you would know, virgin. Even that pig over there knows Rachel hung out more with Frank. I mean, don't talk to the cop about that, dumbass.
Try interrogating somebody else, Lieutenant Caulfield.
I feel like there's a better option.
Rachel?
Yeah,
Listen,
let's try this.
Nathan. I'll take back everything I said about you. If you hook me up with Frank. Know what I mean?
You look like you've never even taken a hit of baby aspirin.
How do you think I stay wired all night studying? So is it a deal or not?
Calm down, hard up. Deal. You'll get your school supplies. Just go over to Frank and whisper higher education. You'll hook your ass up.
Sure, Jan. I don't know what George Glass goes to our school. I think so. If you like games like this, I know that, oh my gosh, what is it called? Let's see. It's gonna bother me. Library. I can't sort. Let me see. Tell Me Why. I believe, yeah, the first episode, it is a choose your own adventure called Tell Me Why, is free for the first chapter, and then Life is Strange. Let's see. Yes, episode 1 is free to play. What I would say is wait. If you all have never used it before, there's a great app called
By the way, Frank.
Is There Any Deal?
I was wondering if you had any higher education.
You can link your Steam wish list.
Oh yeah, sure.
It'll tell you like if any games go on
the after-school
sale.
special to go with that? Jesus. Look, I don't sell anything but bottles to feed me and my dog. I work for a living. Not like you spoiled Blackwell punks with too much time on your hands.
But
nothing. Don't ever ask me for anything ever again. Ever. I'll back off.
Well, especially since there is so many, I mean, there's 3 other games now. Life is Strange 1 goes on sale all the time. So I would just wait until it goes on sale if you like really wanted to play it. Because if you just get the 1 episode, I'm gonna tell you,
no reason to go now.
Really? Do I just have to like bother him.
Get a new outfit. And leave me alone.
Now
Damn,
do I?
you eat like a pig.
Oh. I was hoping because I talked to him it'd be a different outcome. Why do I not remember what to do? So clearly it's not that. Oh my god. Rewind.
We'll chat later, Max.
I shouldn't have said that. I'll need to rewind.
Guess I have to just rewind to the cop? I have to talk to the cop again?
How you doing, Maxine?
Thanks, officer.
I'm glad.
Nathan said that Rachel Amber represents Blackwell, with Frank Bowers.
Bowers ain't no student anymore. Sadly, he does represent one side of Arcadia Bay.
Wow.
I want you to stay out of his orbit, okay? Him and that rabid mutt.
I heard something about Frank Bowers and his puppy. My boy does love his dog.
Especially when the dog is your personal drooling bodyguard. You can bet he trained that poor thing on blood.
Gross. I wouldn't bet. Where did he get the pup?
Frank used to bet on dog fights. Now, to his credit, he had a revelation and he saved a bunch of the dogs, kept one for himself.
Poppers.
He's still a creep. You and that Chloe stay away, right?
I do want to know about the deal, though. Now that I have this sweet information.
How you doing?
Thanks, officer.
I'm glad.
Yes, yes.
Well, I heard a rumor you were working for the Prescott family on the side.
Jesus, doesn't this town ever shut up?
I don't blame you for getting extra work.
Look, sometimes I check up on the Prescott family to make sure they're doing all right. Nathan included. Keep this quiet, Max.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about your pupper, I believe. Save dogs.
You act so scary, but you did save all those dogs.
1, I'm not acting. 2, who told you about the dogs?
It's actually a great story. You're an animal lover. Could I pet the doggy? I could go grab him from your RV right now.
I won't even let you pick up the dog shit. Besides, you don't want a leash. You want these keys right here. Look at your eyes dilate. You're worse than a junkie,
so
Max,
well.
but no fix for you.
So, yeah.
I'm afraid I'll have to take your keys now, asshole.
You did not just do that.
I did.
Give me back my keys, bitch. Give me my keys now.
And then rewind. And rewind. Like I never even talked to him. It's perfect.
Key brought. Now back to Chloe.
I was never here. Not me. Victoria? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Kidding me?
Guess what, bitch?
I should have known. The amazing Spider Max.
I couldn't have done it without Frank. Now let's get in and out.
You'll need this, Max.
Where did she get that? Oh, the trash can.
On your mark,
right.
get set. Throw.
Parking lot.
Get the treat, boy. I think we just made that dog our bitch.
Don't want to throw
Get
it in
it?
the road.
Now we can snoop in peace. But let's not waste time. The doggy is busy now, but he might come back.
I don't want him to get hit by a car. He get hit by a car.
Damn, I thought my room was a shithole.
You're not a creepy drug dealer.
Frank has issues, but he's not creepy. At least I didn't think so until I saw him with Rachel's bracelet.
Well, time to look
Oh, we could cruise
around.
everywhere in this bad boy. Can you see us heading down the coast to Big Sur and beyond?
Yes, we'd be tearing up the highway. And you'd probably want me to kiss you again.
Ooh,
Chloe,
well.
we're on a schedule. We need clues about Rachel.
I know. Just daydreaming.
Okay.
You scope the area
Can't
while I...
quite picture Frank and Chloe drinking beer. And I think the doggy likes his bone more. Frank is almost Pompidou. For reals? That's a poodle's name. I doubt Frank is trying out for the Arcadia Bay Brewers.
Baggies?
Frank must spend all his drug money on baggies. Recycle, dude. Nice rig. Glad Frank treats something here with respect. How can somebody live like this?
Everything in the sink.
That's a pretty extreme lighter.
That is a butane torch.
Are these for Frank, or is he selling them? Or both? That's almost cute to see Frank posing with his dog.
Popper, pick.
I could pry this vent open with the right tool.
With the right tool.
No more secrets. Ooh, Frank's stash.
There we go. What's this?
Is Frank going to deal online now?
There's something in the air. What's this? I bet it's drugs to spare. What's this?
This is almost as good as a set of keys.
Alright. What do you have? A knife! Oh.
Curses! Nothing here.
Well, nothing here. Cupboard?
No prize here.
Nope.
Frank must have a reason to keep a police radar nearby.
I mean,
Crappy
it's
Wi-Fi
smart.
here.
Zip, nada, nothing.
Okay, then I have to be missing something. What am I missing? Oh, here we go.
My blade will open any portal.
Yeah.
Oh man, Rachel and Frank's dog. I don't know if I should be touched or disturbed.
Hope you read this first thing in the morning. Sorry about last night. I was being a monstrous bitch and took it out on you and poor Pompidou. There's a lot of weird shit going on in my life, and sometimes I feel like I'm never going to get out of Arcadia Bay. Thank God for you. One of the best things I have here, and I smile when I think of us together. Let's just drive out of here forever. Love you always, R.A.
I'm glad Rachel got to drive this beast. She looks genuinely happy. Rachel really did hang out with Frank. I'm learning more about Rachel than I want to know. Trouble in paradise.
That's not cool what you did, and don't blame the drugs. You actually scared me and I thought you'd never chill out. Never seen you act that way, and the next time will be the last. I'm a Leo, and we don't look back. Care about you, us, so maybe we need to break our routine. Oh. Ba-da-ba. Okay, need to put that back. No evidence. Although I guess I'd have a knife, but...
That makes me ill that Rachel posed like this for Frank. I wrote him love letters. I can't believe she was banging Frank. Rachel straight up lied to my face. Why didn't she say anything?
Because she knew how you would react.
And she wasn't much of a friend, huh? Just another person who shits all over me. Why does everybody in my life let me down? My dad gets killed, you bail on me for years. My mother gloms onto step-fucker. Now Rachel betrays me.
Chloe, Rachel is missing. Nobody betrayed you.
Bullshit! Who hasn't? Fuck everybody!
Chloe!
Teen angst. Oh. Did he just like not realize that his dog was out? Did he think he left him out?
You can't keep blaming me and everybody for everything wrong in your life.
True.
It's so not fair.
I gotta blame somebody, otherwise it's all my fault. Fuck that.
It's just life. Shit happens. It's nobody's fault. Blah, 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 as Mr. Jefferson would say. And Kate Marsh...
Yes, Kate Marsh killed herself. She's dead. Such sad, okay? That doesn't make me feel better about my fucked up life, get it?
So who do you most want to blame?
My fucking dad, of course. Hello?
You blame William? Really?
Yes, I do. Damn right. He chose to go out that door and leave me forever.
Chloe, your dad didn't choose to leave you.
I know that, Max. My mom actually blames herself.
Ooh.
Just because she wanted a ride home from work. Sometimes, even I blame her.
No, you don't.
Yes, Max, I do. Do you know what it's like to wait for your father to come home when you're a kid? And he never does?
No, of course not. But I was with you that day. It was just a terrible accident.
I wish that made me feel better. But ever since he died, my life has been dipped in shit.
You don't want to hear this, but you're still here. Alive. With me. And that is no accident.
You're right. I don't want to hear this.
Chloe, I can't do this out on my own. I need you with me. And Rachel needs you.
Go make me get the fuck out of your truck. Bye. Okay, bye. Cool story, bro.
Oh my god. What is happening now?
Oh man.
Time for a picture. Cheesecake!
how I feel when AR photos first came out. Where's the sweet spot? I'm trying. There we go. Wow. Oh. I'm blind. It was so bright.
Someday Dad'll get one of them newfangled computers.
Newfangled.
I hope the flash didn't scare you, Max. This is a keeper.
Not until I see it first. You know the rules, Dad. Max, tell him. Whoa, hey. You look totally pale. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just... yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, Chloe. Give me the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Well, I might just allow this one into the family
Talk
album.
about a flashback.
What is this?
But not the cook.
William is here.
Yes,
And
we can't
Chloe is
expect
just a
your mom to
kid.
rush home and serve us slackers.
Am I
Who
that
wants to
far
have
back in
pancakes?
time?
You mean pancakes?
In France, they call them
I'm
crepes.
18 years
A good
old
French
inside my
chef uses
13-year-old
assistants
self.
If you want to eat
How?
I volunteer to break the eggs.
Do you remember how many eggs?
Mom said it depends.
That's true.
Man, I remember Chloe reading this.
Tween life.
But not after today.
So, how many eggs?
Don't you dare question the chef.
Right, like you're the real cook here.
That's a cool snow dough.
Snow dough.
I'll let her know that.
Graffitiing.
Oh yeah, I miss movie nights here.
Hello?
Cookies and popcorn.
Hey, honey. Just making a fabulous breakfast with Chloe and Max. We're all going to work at the Two Whales. What? Oh, I didn't know you had to get groceries. Of course I'll come pick you up. Now I'll have an excuse to get...
Joyce loves William so much.
the mocha. Be there shortly. Love you.
I have to stop William from taking his car today.
Ladies, I have to go rescue yonder queen at the Save Mart. She doth have many bags of delicious grub for us to feast
You
upon.
are ridiculous.
You'll be grateful for that someday. Shit, where are my keys?
That's $1 for the swear
What a
jar.
mess we made. I remember those cool drawings I did with Chloe.
Where are his keys?
Aha! You can't hide from me forever.
Okay. So, and then
Score!
can I just keep them on me?
Hello? Hey, honey. Just making a fabulous breakfast with Chloe and Max. We're all going to work at the Two Whales.
Oh.
I know I had those keys right here. I know it.
Did you? Maybe.
Forgot all about you, little buddy. Release the keys. Of course. Last time I ordered from Spy Guy Electronics.
You can take the bus, right? The stop is right down the street.
This I can do. Good call, Max.
Oh yeah, the bus is great. It comes every 15 minutes and there'll be plenty of room for you and Joyce and groceries and it'll save the environment.
You
Gotta
sold
save the
me
whales.
already. I'm off to yonder bus stop. Joyce will love this.
Max, you are being so fucking strange. You feel okay?
Chloe, I am awesome.
I will see you shortly. Okay, hello. So I did a little digging. Did a little digging with the next episode of the game. Here's all the choices I made for this episode. Oh no, 5% of people let the dog get hurt? That's awful. Oh, I kept the plant alive. Good. Didn't erase a cop's message. I could have taken. Oh, I missed another photo. Okay. So I was doing some digging, and I was like, you know, these episodes feel like they keep getting longer and longer per episode. And I was right. The next episode, people are saying it takes about 4 hours, which is a whole stream. That's a whole stream for me. So I think for the last hour-ish, rather than jumping into and stopping part of the way through an episode, because I would hate that, is I'm gonna jump games. What I think I will hop over to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Some wholesome content to kind of give us a break from the sorrows of the game that is Life is Strange. So let's do that, but let's get a glimpse. Oh no. I forgot. No. I turned the volume down. Whoops. Can I? Oh, well, now let me play it now. How do I play? I messed up. I don't know what I did. It won't let me hit play. Well, that's that. I guess. No? Yes? No? Okay. I'm gonna really hope that didn't mess me up. Okay, so let me pop open Disney Dreamlight Valley. And me mute my desktop audio for a minute so that I can switch it over to the streaming side. Because it will absolutely DMCA strike you if you, FYI, if any of you ever play Disney Dreamlight Valley on stream anywhere. They do have a streamer mode for the game with copyright-free music. Settings. Sound. Streaming friendly mode on. Okay, let's get it into the game. Capture a specific window. let's do a little adjust in here. There we go. Good as new. And then let's turn the audio back up. Perfect. Okay. This is me. I need some dandelions. If no one has played this game yet, if you are a fan of Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, 100%. 100% recommend. Like, it's so good. So now, garlic, onions, and an empty vial. It's easy enough. Should have... I don't remember how many I needed. Oh, just 2. We need an empty vial. Which I have plenty of glass already. Oh, you know what I also need to do? Haha. Let's see, Disney, Dreamlight Valley. Okay, there we go. I had to update the stream tag so I didn't continue to say Life is Strange. Garlic, which we can find over here. Ooh, a chest. Ooh, a piece of candy. Well, that's a new sound. Or maybe I'm just dumb and never noticed it. Da, 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 da. Da. Oh my gosh, that just makes me want to play the new Breath of the Wild so badly. I am so ready for the new Breath of the Wild to come out. It's not even funny. Here's 1. 2 and 3. Perfect. Okay, so where is Elsa? I love that you can follow the sparkles to get you to where you need to be. It's very helpful for characters that keep bouncing around. Ugh. Infuriating.
Hi there. Ah, yes.
Yes, mix them together, please. I think I'm working on making my shovel pickaxe better. A fish. Oh wait, no. I'm making food. Food for her. Dandelion syrup. That honestly doesn't sound great, but
Goodbye.
I'm sure it's fine. It has to be raining. Oh. Okay. Well, it's definitely not raining right now. I feel like there are days where, like, all this game does is rain. So, let's just go back, I guess, and work on something else. I need some kites. Gotta find some kites. I need 2. Is that it? What? Oh, I didn't show the kites to Maui. Who, by the way, is like probably the most annoying character in the game. Where did he go? He was just here. Oh, I did move like all of my fruit to one area. Makes it much easier to organize. Why are you over here?
Get over here.
You did good.
Huh?
Goofy, the old guy in the pointy hat, and the rolling box. Okay.
You're the real deal, kid.
Where is Merlin? Merlin. Where you be? Come here. What are you running? Why are you running?
This is your dream, you know. Only you can help. Well, hello. Hmm?
Yes, you have your kite.
Very
Now, Goofy's getting his grub on. My one qualm with this game is, I wish that once you max someone else out, that they would be less likely to eat here. That's just me. I need 2 of these. Anyways, one for him, and then one for Elsa. Great. You know what? I don't even know why I'm giving this to you, because you're maxed out. So I'm gonna keep it. I can sell it, make better money.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay. Wally, where are you? You're at your garden. You planting things? Ah. You're so cute. I want to talk to you. Okay, there we go. Yes, please have a kite. Yay. Let's go ahead and collect this stuff while we're here. Thank you. And then go back to Maui, who is now up here. Ugh. Let's go.
Oh, hey! Yes!
Yes. Go take a look. Okay.
See ya.
Sure. Oh, I have to follow you. Like, him following you around is like one of the scariest things because it's just don't. And he's a very loud character. Not as loud as Goofy though. Though it does like kind of weird me out when Goofy's like, huh! He sounds like he's fishing, but he sounds like he's like throwing up, and it's a little off to me. Yeah, I'll catch up. So, what's over here?
Always has time for his fans. Okay. You're welcome.
Fish. Oh, I missed. There you go. It's not very far out for a whole island. Limestone. Okay. Okay.
Hello. Whoa.
Yes.
Nice.
Please. What is important
about
limestone?
Oh,
yeah. Sure. The hook.
Now he always has time for his fans.
But I'm not a fan. Ooh, I can give you a tomato. Oh, so close. Can I veggie skewers and a crab? I don't even think I've seen a crab. I mean, clearly it, like, is in the game. But actually,
hey, what took you so
follow
long?
me, please.
I'm just kidding.
Because I did see some gems, and I want them. I want the gems. Who is that?
Yes.
Oh, that's all it took. Great. Oh, he's so close to level 10. Cannot wait. Yes. Give me the peridot. Peridot. Is there one over here? No. I think it was on the other side. Oh, I got one anyways. Heck yeah. Who is humming? Who dat? Who dat? IGGY. Oh, it's Moana. Dancing. Hey. Please tell me about Montanui. I'm allergic. I actually knew someone. I guess technically no. He's still here. But we're not in contact. That was actually allergic to coconuts.
Goodbye.
Which I don't want to say I can't imagine, because there's definitely like worse allergies. Like, I'm allergic to tree nuts. I have another friend who is severely allergic to soy. Well, all beans. All beans, and that includes soy and peanuts. And And then MSG. She's also allergic to MSG, which I literally cannot imagine. I just like walk right past. Right past. Yeah, here it is. Great. Yes, give me another peridot. Thank you. You are no longer useful to me. Oh my gosh, one more. Okay.
Hello.
Maybe I will try to get this last one. Yeah, I decided to switch to Dreamlight because the next chapter of Life is Strange is, on average, takes about 4 hours. So I didn't want to start another one and it be like incomplete and me have to end. I was like, oh, that's a whole other stream. So I just figured I would switch games for the night and then play the other one either tomorrow or next Saturday. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if she had heat powers. Yes! Level up for me. But it definitely felt like Dreamlight was the way to go. It's definitely lighter in topic than the other one is. Life is Strange is a bit heavy. It definitely gives me that itch. It scratches that itch for Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. Are we gonna fix Kristoff now?
Thank you so much.
I hope so. Oh my gosh. Maui, you're still following me. I regret everything. You have to remember me. Something. Anything. I'm sorry, Anna. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. What about the picnics we used to take up in the mountains near Dazzle Beach? Okay. Yeah. I really wish that these were actually voiced. I remember climbing in the bluffs near Dazzle Beach with someone. Yes, we used to climb those bluffs together all the time. I remember everything about it, except you. I'm sorry, Anna. Oh no.
Oh.
Womp womp. That's perfect. Let's do that. You know, when I turned on the streamer mode for Disney Dreamlight Valley, I did not think that would mean like virtually no music. Like, holy smokes. Okay. You can go away now.
That's right.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Shapeshifter, demigod of the sea, hero to all.
Okay, look for his climbing gear. Oh, probably that. That would be my guess. Oh, it's right here. I was thinking it was gonna be buried. Swablu. Hi, Doland. You're friends. Friendship is magic. Where did you run off to? You were just here. Oh, you're over here. I keep trying to sprint.
I need to talk to you.
Like in Life is Strange.
Am I happy to see you?
You might remember falling.
Yeah. We'll talk more soon, okay?
Oh, is that it? Oh, no. Okay. I need fabric, rope, iron. Lovely.
The villagers are depending on you, my friend.
Yeah.
It's Maui time!
I need iron. Could bring Maui for this, but ugh. Having him follow me around is the worst. I thought there was another one. Oh, it's right here. I saw that. Definitely. So I had no idea how good blueberries were for your stamina until, like, one of my best friends was like, yeah, I just eat blueberries. It's so much easier than crafting. Cooking. I want to know what this is. It's just chilling. Are we gonna get some, like, Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing later? Yeah, like, literally from almost empty, 5 blueberries does the trick. So, like, you can see, so I put, like, all my blueberries are up here. But, like, these are just apples and raspberries, and then I've got rows of cherries, lemons, and cocoa beans, and then there's bananas here and coconuts here, and then the 2 gooseberry bushes. So I literally just moved everything for easy access. Otherwise, like, trying to hunt down, like, if you need an ingredient for something, ugh, too much work. I just want more iron. Iron? Iron. Iron. Iron? Okay. Just gonna pretend like my southern accent doesn't want to escape during that. Where else? Is it up here? I think so. There's not a lot of places to actually mine up here, I feel like. Stupid rock. Oh no. Can I get rid of anything? These 2 carrots. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna drop this stick on the ground. Great. What am I doing? I need 15,000. So many. Cook with seafood, catch 3 seafood, plant 5 vegetables, harvest 3 fruit. Well, that's easy enough. Do I have fruit in my inventory? Do tomatoes count? Wait, I've got gooseberries. Perfect. I can just go over here, get some gooseberries. Yes. Yes. Water, dried flowers. I think this is an herb. There's one.
I bet I'm the first demigod you've met, right?
Go away, Maui. Move 4 night thorns. I think there was some on the beach. Yes. Yes. Can I pick these up? What? Okay. Ba 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 ba. There we go. Might as well get rid of this other one. I wish that characters didn't sleep in this game. There was one time I was only able to play like late in the evenings, and I was trying to do Anna's quest where I went into her library, but because she shares a house with Kristoff, and Kristoff was asleep, I couldn't go into her house for like days. I was very upset. I mean, I guess I could have. I did try it, I think, once in the beginning with Mickey, and like it didn't work right for me. But then there were also some issues with people where they would roll back their time, or roll forward their time, and or you couldn't roll it back. I think you had to roll it forward or something. But then resources wouldn't spawn until time had like quote unquote caught back up, like once you changed it back. And I was like, no. That sounds awful. Yes. No split. Need these things to go over here. It's corn. Yeah, I mean, the game is still in beta, so for a beta game, it's wonderful. There are definitely still some kinks that need to be worked out in the game. What do I need to make fabric again? cotton, which I don't have any of, and rope. Need more fiber. Go to the beach. Ba, ba, ba. Oh no, I have missed. I hope you don't give me a seaweed. Oh my gosh, I literally just wanted a seaweed. That's another qualm I have though. I feel like seaweed are a lot harder to get in the game than they should be. Oh, maybe Moana can give me some. Yeah, 3, okay. I'll try to get a couple more. Geeb. Geeb. There we go. That is mine. Thank you. Cotton is another story, though. I don't think I have seeds for that. Let's make fiber, and then a rope. So I just need the fabric. Is cotton something I can actually gather, or do I have to grow it? It's raining. It's raining. In the glade. In the glade. Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay. I need whatever this glittering herring. Yes. Oh my gosh. Please turn off. Thank you. I was gonna go up here. For cotton? I'm pretty sure. Do you want a blueberry? Maybe you'll like that? No? Okay. I tried. I don't know what these things like. How much is it?
Greetings, neighbor.
Too much.
Bye-bye now.
The power creep with how expensive things get to upgrade. I don't know how far you are in the game, Deadly, but maxing out your house is insanely expensive. You have like 20 floors that you can upgrade. 20. I don't know how much of this I need. So let's get 30, I guess.
Whoa!
I've just kind of been going with the flow, strolling through, taking my time. Yeah, basically. I'll play for like 30 minutes to an hour every few days. I also wish that plots wouldn't disappear. need the shovel. That makes sense. Really? You're gonna get all up in my way? And my inventory's full. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get out of my way. 1, 2. I hate that things, if you're digging, they can get in your way of more digging. That is so dumb. Can I? Oh, I was hoping. But I've got my handy dandy blueberries. Yeah, I mean, thank goodness, like, there's the press and hold feature for this stuff, but, it does get quite obnoxious. Oh, and because it's raining, oh, they're automatically watered. This is brilliant. That feature didn't work for, like, a month. I think this is the first time I'm actually planting anything and they're auto-watered by the rain. So this is so much better. I do not know how long it takes cotton to grow though, so that might be a hot minute. Oh yeah, no, I needed to cook the Arendellian fish pie. Is it just these? Oh. Ah. Yeah, some of this stuff takes forever. There's, when the Scar update came out and they introduced rich soil that you had to get by digging or planting and like picking the plant that you grew up. It took so long just to get the like 10 that I needed. Because you would get like 1 for every 20.
Wonder where I can find some chocolate.
Chocolate? I always hated chocolate.
Thank you so much.
I'm talking to the wrong person. Hey ho, let's go. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Ding dong. My name is Elder Price, and I am here to talk to you about a book.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, be happy. Enchanted forest. Helped me bury something. There's a lot of burying in this game.
Ah.
Ah. Can I give you anything? Why do they both want diamonds? What the hell? What am I, rich? Dig out ice chest near the cavern. Where would that be? Is it up here? Is it this? Nope. Wee wee, wee wee. Oh, it's right there, I think. I'm hoping. Yes. Great. With those mushrooms for a second. Extra pickled herring.
Huh?
A treasure hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, food poisoning.
Huh?
Purple crest? What purple crest? Oh. Oh, the... Did we find a purple crest? Am I crazy? Okay. Go over here. I didn't know that we found
could do
that.
something together. Hello, my friend. Uh-huh. Wow, you did it.
Great.
Wonderful.
I want to open this. Open. Let me in. Let me in. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I was stuck for a second. Huh. What other quests can I do? Roof night. Oh. That's easy. Let's go in here. There's so many. My inventory's full, but not for this coin. Give me the memory. Okay, why are these two pieces like so small and then there's a big old chunk? Okay. I don't pretend to know. Magic flowers. Magic gleam and glow. I'll have to find specific flowers. How do I get back to that? There we go. These bell things. I wish I could remember where those exist. Is it the no. The forest. I think it's the forest. Maybe. Yes. Great. I need 10 of them? Oh my gosh, my inventory's full. No. No, I don't want to design anything right now. Welcome to my boat. Okay, so let's see. You and you. And you can go in here. Just gonna slap that right there. What's in here? Berry and stuff? Fish. Onions, peppers, tomato, potato. Corn and sugar. Sugar. I'm just gonna shove corn right there. Too many mushrooms. Put those in there. That. And then... Okay, great. We can leave. Okay, those flowers. Really hope it doesn't want me to only pick the white ones. That any of that kind of flower will work. Because, woo buddy. Here's some white ones. Great. Off to a great start. Oh, oh great, those work too. Excellent. Love to see it. Any color? Yes. Moment of truth. Awesome. More than I could have asked for. Una más. Una más. Oh wait, what? Oh. Maui mining. Ah, he mines for me anyways. How appropriate.
Goodbye.
Let's hunt Maui down. He is over here doing his weird fish hook dance.
Good. You're here. We gotta move. I don't know. Ho, 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 ho!
Picking fruit.
You're the real deal, kid.
Another piece of memory. Yeah. Just one last piece. That might be a problem. Because I don't have any fruit in the Forest of Valor anymore. I might have to move it, maybe? Oh man. I guess... Can I just... A fanfy. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works. Maker of my own destruction. Yes! Is this the last piece? The memory? That'd be great. Yes! On Pua. Am I unlocking Plua? Shut up. Yes. So cute. So cute. Lure him with coconuts. Okay, we're gonna find Pua. We're gonna get him back to Moana, and then that'd be a good stopping point. Let me move these back. Oh my gosh, please pick up. Thank you. Yes, I got Bambi! What? Can I make these more spread? There we go. That works. Okay, so all my coconuts are over here. Wow, that was easy. Okay. Is Moana still up here? Yeah. Great. No! Moana, come back! Moana, come back! Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
Hi!
I buried a Neil and now you got coconuts. A leader shard. Oh no. I already picked it up. Do I need to put it down? Can I not? I can't put it down. Oh, okay. I was like, did I break it?
Hello. So good.
Great. Perfect. And that is great timing. It is 12:03. So with that, if I can make everything work right, I am saved. So, is my sound? There we go. Thank you everyone for joining me on the stream tonight. I really appreciate it, especially all of you that came from Sugar Stream. I love her to death. Thank you all for being there for her. I really appreciate it. And so, you know, thank you again for staying and watching my stream. My plan, Friday and Saturday nights, but this upcoming Friday I do have a Broadway show that I'm going to, so I will not be available Friday night because it's an hour away and it starts at 8 p.m. But I'll be on Saturday and then I'll push my Friday stream to Sunday next week. I am on Twitter if you are interested in getting updates there. Of course, there's also my Discord if you would like to get updates there, because all of my tweets, all of my streams, everything automatically gets uploaded there. And then a week after all of my streams happen, I upload them to my YouTube. So I'm kind of all over the place right now. But thank you again, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day or night. Bye.